Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Dee's Homestead. Today we're going to be continuing on in our series of preparing your homestead like your grandparents would have. But we're going to be talking about lighting today. So there are some disadvantages to the way our grandparents did it, but there are also some advantages to the way they did it. And then there's some new stuff that's came out thanks to technology that's a little better, and then there's cons to that also. So we're going to go over all this today and let's get right into it. Traditional ways that our grandparents would have made sure that they had light and stuff in the event of a power outage would have been right here, candle, like a pillar candle, something like this. It's like $4 at Walmart. Set that on a plate, light the wick, you have light, and it's going to put off a little bit of heat, but you got light for at least a little while until the candle burns out. You could also go with a candle like this. If you like the long tapered candles, get yourself a little stick holder and you could do that and have light that way. These 88 cents. But where Walmart got me at yesterday was 3 of these. They're 3 different heights. There's a tall one, this is the tallest, a middle, and then a short one. Those 3 were 20 bucks. So honestly, was it really a lot cheaper? Not to get the candle holder, but 88 cents for a candle. The only thing I see that I don't like about this is, as you can see, I'm not moving the base, but the candle just slides around in there. Not really crazy about that. So, but hey, it'll work. I mean, it's a cheap way to get light and you can carry it around with you. I sort of like this too though. It's in a glass jar, your candle, just take the lid off, light the wick, bam, again, $4 roughly. And the advantage of this is the smell. Like this one is chocolate chip vanilla cookies. And I'm telling you that smell, So if you had power outage, you could have light and it would make you hungry because you're thinking about chocolate chip cookies. Okay, another way that they used to be prepared for if the power went out was an oil lamp. Something like this. Right here, you just put some oil in, and whenever you're ready to light it, that lifts up, you light the wick right there. Can you see that? Light the wick, and then you just set it back down, and then you'd be good to go. You'd have light. And it has a nice little handle so you could carry it around and have light to take out, like if you're going out to check the animals at the barn or going out to check out something outside. This would be nice for that. These right now were on sale yesterday at Walmart, $7. That's pretty cheap for a lantern like this. So my recommendation, go run to Walmart, check it out if you're interested in one of these. Now if you're going to have one of these, that also means you need to have some of this. You need to have some lamp oil. That way you can keep this filled up. Now another lighting option you could go with, and this one I thought was actually pretty good, these little tea lights. Box of 100 of them at Walmart, $5. It was $4 and whatever, $4.68. But then by the time you add your tax and stuff, so just say $5, right? 100 of them, $5. That really wasn't a bad price, and you have 100 of these little lights. They have a little can and stuff. You just set it down somewhere, light it. It's not going to give you a whole lot of light, but it'll give you a little bit of light so you can see to get around. Now, the disadvantages to having, or some of the disadvantages is, you got to have a lighter. You got to have some way to light these candles or the lantern, whichever one you end up going with. So make sure you have a lighter. Whichever. For the lantern especially, I would recommend one like this so you can reach up in there. For the regular candles, you could probably get away with one like this. Again, at the register at Walmart, they have them in the pack. Just buy a whole pack of Bic lighters. Keep them around. Maybe pick up 2 of these longer reach ones. Because if you're using the jar candles, and the wick's way down inside, halfway down in or whatever, you're not going to want to try and reach with this to try and get down in there. So just get the longer ones too, so you have both. Really not bad priced or anything. They're pretty cheap. Another thing that they used to have back in the day was a flashlight with batteries. Now, this is an LED flashlight, but it does still have batteries in the bottom, so it runs on AA's. So it's sort of a modern, but at the same time it's older because it runs on batteries. So, and then another thing that they used to have, which I guess it would depend on whether you have a fireplace or not, but firewood for in the fireplace. The firewood's going to give you warmth, but it's also going to give you some light for in that room wherever your fireplace is. So that's another way that they used to light up the evenings or night or whatever, whenever there was no power. Okay, so now let's go over some of the modern stuff. Let's run through it real quick, and then we'll come back and do some of the pros and cons of each, and you can sort of decide which one actually works better for you. So some of the modern stuff, again, same flashlight, it's LED, and you can see it's pretty bright. And then it also has those on there. And then it also goes to red. And if you need to warn people. So it's actually a pretty neat little light. I like it, and it has a magnet on the bottom. So usually for me, I just keep this standing upright, stuck to the top of my refrigerator. And then that way I always know where it's at. It's sitting right on top of the fridge, right in the one corner. Magnet just stuck right on there. And it doesn't go anywhere, it just sits there. That's normally where I have it at. I pulled it off just for this video. But another thing you could also have is LED headlamp. So I like the headlamps because of the fact that you just mount it on your head. And if I can find the switch. Yeah, so you just have it mounted on your head, and again, it has different brightness levels and stuff like that, so it sort of works out good. It's adjustable as far as this way, like you can tilt it however you need it. So I like these. This one in particular is a rechargeable one, so it has a little cable. You just plug it in, charge it back up, you're good to go. Emergency lanterns. I like this little lantern. Again, I got this at Walmart. It has a charging port right back here on the back. Right underneath, it has a little cover. You take this cover off, and inside is your cable for charging it up. Everything stays nice and convenient. And this thing also has a nice little handle up here at the top. And it also is fairly bright, if I hit the right side. And it has different brightness levels, so you can adjust for what you need. I like this. I have 3 of these. I keep them in different spots. This one literally stays right here beside this chair, because when I'm home and I'm relaxing, sitting here watching TV or whatever, this is the chair that I'm normally sitting in. So the lantern's right here. So if the power goes out while I'm sitting here, I just know I reach underneath this table right here beside me, and there's the lantern, and I have light so I can go do whatever I need to get done. I can get to wherever I need to get to in the house. Solar powered chargers. So it's a solar power battery bank. It also has a little light on it. It also has different levels. So you can use that for light if you need to. I usually just keep this sitting on a windowsill. Normally I have it out in the kitchen on like a southeasterly facing window. But the solar panel here just keeps the thing charged up. All right, so on the bottom here it has 2 USB ports. It also has a micro USB and a Type-C port down here where you can charge stuff up at. And it has a little screen there to show you what percentage it's charged up at. I like this thing. I'm going to leave some links down in the comments for some of this stuff. If you're interested, you can go on. It won't be the exact same. Like this is going to be a little bit different because I'm not set up through Walmart to give you a link. And that's where I got this at. It's Swiss Tech through Walmart. And if you look here on this side, that's set up so you can just set your phone on there to charge up your phone. So That's what that's set up for. Like I said, this is a Walmart. It's $40 in the camping section. You'll find it. Swiss Tech. They also have another one that's a little bit cheaper than this, made by Swiss Tech also. It's like $20, but it doesn't have the solar panels. So you can't keep it charged up with just some solar panels. And remember, we're thinking grid down, lights out. You need a way to recharge this. And if you have the one without the solar panels and you don't have any electricity, how are you going to charge it? So get the one with the solar panels. It costs a little more. It's 40 bucks. But this will keep that charged. It'll also keep the headlight charged. Headlamp. It'll keep your headlamp charged. It'll also charge up your cell phone, your laptop, your tablet, any of that stuff. Just keep it in a windowsill and it'll stay charged up. Generator. You could have a generator. I have a gas generator here, and then I also have a Jackery solar generator, and I can use that to keep anything charged up. Glow sticks. I do have some. I don't have any right here to show you, but glow sticks, we use them in the military. You take it out of the plastic wrapper, you snap it, which breaks the little capsule that's inside. You shake it a little bit, and it lights up, and you're usually good for 6 to 12 hours, just depends. If you do go shopping for those, I'll have some links down in the description. But if you do go shopping for those, there are some cheaper ones. Make sure you watch though on getting those cheaper ones, because you get what you pay for, and they're literally cheaper for a reason. Another thing is, and this isn't one of them, but they have smart bulbs now that have a battery backup built in. So if you had this in this lamp and then the power goes out, it'll flip off and then it'll start running on the battery buildup that's inside. So it'll flip right back on again if you had the light switch on. So not a bad thing to look at. I'm probably going to look at getting some. I don't have any yet, but I am going to look at getting some, just because I think that's an awesome thing right there. So, okay, so let's talk about some pros and cons. Let's go over the traditional ways first, the candles and the lanterns and that kind of stuff. So one of the pros is the low cost. Like I said, this candle right here, 88 cents, $4, and they're not $4, they're $3.60 whatever, some cents. But by the time you add tax, just say $4. That's close enough. They're simple and accessible. I mean, you can find candles just about anywhere for sale. And you have independence from the power grid. So if the power grid's out for a long period of time, I don't need to worry about, do I need to plug this candle back in to charge it up? But at the same time, that's a disadvantage, because when this candle's gone in this jar, that's it. It's gone. So that's a limited duration. All right, the other disadvantages are they're a fire hazard. Now, not so much this one, because it's in a glass jar and it's sitting somewhere, so unless somebody knocks it over, it's not really going to cause a fire. But this one, that could be a pretty good fire hazard. I mean, especially, like I said, as loose as it is in the stand here, wobbling around. I mean, if I jammed it down in there, if I took the plastic off and jammed it down in there, I'm sure it'll be good. But still, that's pretty easy to knock over, so it could be a really bad fire hazard. And they're limited brightness. Like, it's not going to be super bright. You're only going to have a little bit of light. So, all right, now let's move on to some of the pros and cons of the modern stuff. So they're brighter and longer lasting. They're safer because you don't have to worry about the fire risk. Like this lantern, no matter what you do, unless the battery explodes inside, you shouldn't have to worry about a fire risk with this. The versatility, the adjustable, like the different levels of brightness and stuff like that, and the fact that it's rechargeable. So just unplug it, plug the cable in, plug it into this nice little Swiss Tech power bank, and bam, you're charged up, you're ready to go. Now, the downfall is dependent on technology. So if something was to happen to the little computer board inside of here, or the battery goes bad, or the Swiss Tech doesn't get charged up, or something happens to the electronics inside here, then you're sort of out of luck SOL. These are higher cost. Like I said, 88 cents, about $16. It's going to last a lot longer, so it's probably worth it, but 88 cents or $16. Big difference in cost. They say one of the other disadvantages to this is complexity, like mainly for older people trying to figure out how to operate it and stuff. But I mean, this one's pretty easy. It's just a button. You push it again, and then push it the fourth time and it's out. So is it that complex? I don't know. But maybe if you're an older person, you'd be happier having a candle. Okay, also on these, limited lifespan, and as you can see, the lights keep flickering here, so it's one of the reasons why I'm doing this video. And another reason is because of the storms that have just been going through and putting lots of people without electricity. I actually watched a friend of mine, she did a video on Facebook, and she was running around, and it was getting ready to go dark, and they had one flashlight, and that was it. That was what they had to keep the whole house going. The batteries on our kids' computers that they needed for school were all dead. So she was trying to figure out how she was going to charge those up. So, all right, so limited lifespan, let's get back onto that. Eventually this battery that's inside this thing is going to die, and then this is useless. They do have a limited lifespan, and they do cost a little bit more, but they last a lot longer, they're a lot brighter, they're safer because of the fire hazard, their versatility because you can adjust the level of how bright, and they're rechargeable. Just pull out that cable, plug it in, good to go. All right, hey, so if you've been following along on this series, and if you haven't, I'm going to link at the end here the last video, which was starting your savings account and your emergency fund savings. And just so you know, you should be at $60 is what you should be at for this week to still reach our goal of $1,000 by October 1st. So, and if you already have $1,000, that's great, but add some more. Add another 1,000. Add another 5. Whatever you can afford to add. Get some more savings built up. I don't think you'll regret it. I think you'll benefit from it. But anyhow, hey, leave me a comment down below how you like this video, and if you have any other pros or cons on any of the modern or the traditional ways. And what would I recommend as far as should you go with straight modern or straight traditional? Well, I'm going to leave that up to you. My recommendation, though, would be to have a little of both. Have some candles and stuff just in case you need them, but also have some modern stuff. Little headlamp, little lantern. Like I said, I have 3 of these. I have 2 of these. I keep them charged up just in case I have something. But all I'm saying is get yourself prepared. And until next week, have a good day. Thanks for stopping in. Bye.